Alright, so another one, I guess. Move my camera around a little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm a little bit butthurt over SCPs. I used to like creepypastas back in the day, and yes, for every good creepypasta, there was like 1,000 shit ones. But I liked how they built a world. SCPs became a thing, and then creepypastas just kind of died down. Like, I don't remember the last time I heard someone wrote a creepypasta. Like, for every 1,000, for every one like good, there were like 1,000 Sonic.exes. To this day, I still don't know what the hell hyper-realistic blood means. They just made that shit up. But I felt that SCP was a little bit more like the world has already been built and people are just creating monsters in it or things. And I looked up, I heard about the SCP thing, and I was like, yay, let's just see what all the fuss is about. And I read about like a sentient police car, a sentient school bus. And I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've seen in my life. I'm gonna have to censor a lot. But I found this video. I do know like bits and bobs about SCPs. You know, I am familiar with the Plague Doctor, the Blood Lake, you know, all that kind of stuff. The whatever the hell was going on in that house, the Infinite IKEA. Whatever the hell was going on in that house where they sent like a robot in there and they were like this weird like fungus people or whatever the fuck. I found this one. Just why not? It's by Volgun, the Volgun, and it is at least a couple of years old, I think. 7 years ago. So yeah, let's get introduced to SCPs, I guess. Even though I'm already introduced to it. Oh yeah, I guess it's the statue, the weeping angel motherfucker. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we got.
So, you stumbled upon or heard about a thing called SCP, and you're wondering what it's all about. This guide has all the information you need to know about what the SCP Foundation is and what it has to offer you. Think of it as the ultimate primer to the universe, and the wiki as it is and should be seen today. This guide is split up into 3 sections, and they are as follows. Number 1, the basics. An introduction to the SCP Foundation and wiki, covering the SCP format, object classes, in-universe lore about the Foundation, and important vocabulary, and why it all matters. Number 2, in-universe elements. This covers some background information and a lot of commonly used terms that might leave a new reader lost or confused.
Unfuzzled.
Number 3, things to read and do. A tour of the entire SCP universe, covering all modes of writing and different kinds of pieces that you can read. From -Js to EXs, 001 proposals to groups of interest, tales, and canons. There's a lot more than just the SCP series. Okay, let's get started. The basics.
Cool. Let's start there.
Clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm. Introduction. The SCP Foundation is a collaborative writing platform centering around a fictional foundation, a scientific and military organization that seeks to protect humanity and the status quo by locating and containing anomalies, objects, life forms, events, locations, concepts, creations, and phenomena that, in one way or another, violate natural law. On the SCP Wiki, authors tell stories and explore ideas within this urban fantasy science fiction universe, creating rich pieces of writing that take place in a world where the anomalous exists and how people and organizations interact with them. These articles may showcase the different types of phenomena that might exist in this universe, the SCPs themselves, or tell compelling narratives about life and interactions within the SCP world, tales, canons, and groups of interest formats. The central focus of the SCP Wiki is the SCP file, commonly referred to as just an SCP. It is a set of in-universe technical documentation supposedly compiled by the Foundation in an effort to understand, analyze, experiment with, and most importantly, contain the anomaly. The SCP file is, in effect, a form of constrained writing, an immersive way to tell a story about the nature and history of an anomalous object or entity, whether directly or by hinting at some greater idea. Each SCP is given a unique serial number or designation, and on the Wiki, you can browse SCPs with designations ranging from 1 to 3,999. They are organized into 4 numerical series. Series 1, SCP-1 through to 999. Series 1 was written from 2007 to 2011. Series 2, SCP-1000 through to SCP-1999. Series 2 was written from 2011 to 2013. Series 3, SCP-2000 through to SCP-2999. Series 3 was written from 2013 to 2017. And Series 4, SCP-3000 through to SCP-3999. This series is still being written, but it started in 2017. The SCP format. An SCP file has a very specific format that, in general, must be strictly adhered to. SCPs are the backbone of the entire franchise. These documents are the set pieces of the universe, showcasing its tone, stories, and possibilities. The basic format of an SCP is as follows. Item number, SCP hyphen, then the number. Object class, then a category name. Special containment procedures, then a detailed summary of all specific means needed to make sure the anomaly is safely contained. Description, then a technically written documentation of all things that the anomaly is, does, and can do. And finally, supplements, optional additional files added onto the base document. Each SCP is given an object class based on the degree of containment difficulty. Here are the primary object classes. Safe. The anomaly can be contained by simply leaving it alone. No special procedures, methods, or events are necessary to keep it from damaging the world. This does not necessarily mean it's not dangerous. A safe class object can be world-threatening if not contained, but it's just really easy to contain them. Some notable examples of safe class SCPs are SCP-1981, SCP-2579, SCP-993, SCP-1425, and SCP-3039.
A bear, a children's story, I don't know, an ex-president of the United States. Did I mention the clown? No, that one needs to be shot. And, I don't know. Cool. I need to look up these, don't I? To understand why they are SCPs. Well, apart from the clown. Ugh.
All examples will be in the video description. Next, Euclid. The anomaly is inherently unpredictable or requires some amount of special effort to be contained. You're not quite sure what will happen if you leave it alone, and it might be a little bit more complex than a safe class entity, object, or phenomenon. Some notable examples of Euclid class SCPs are SCP-3008, SCP-426, SCP-1171, SCP-3001, and SCP-1609.
So the Infinite IKEA, a weird share lady. I don't know what that is. I don't know, someone's balcony and Centrea. Cool.
And finally, Keter. These SCPs are really difficult.
This is where the clown should be, by the way.
To contain, requiring a huge expenditure of resources or extensively complex containment procedures. The most dangerous of phenomena are classed as Keter, often, but not always, posing an existential threat to humanity, the world, or universal structure itself. Some notable examples of Keter-class SCPs are SCP-1739, SCP-231, SCP-2935, SCP-2293, and SCP-3200.
So, far be it from me to give feedback on a 7-year-old video. I'm just throwing it out there. Just opinion. It would be nice if the numbers that were said was written on the different pictures. Because all of the numbers that was just read up, I don't remember any of them, but which one is the Dell laptop? Which one is, I don't know, fucking Dead Sea Scrolls or some shit? The cave, I don't know if is anything even in there? Is it kind of like the SCP logo on the center picture there? I don't know. I'm just saying it would be nice if it was like written which picture was what number. It's just I'm throwing that out there.
In addition, there are a number of esoteric and secondary classes that are used much less than the big three that I just mentioned, but still serve important purposes. Thaumiel. This is a very rare object class only known to the highest levels of the Foundation. In essence, Thaumiel class objects are anti-Keter. They are used in the containment or counteracting of other SCPs. They act as powerful tools to be used by the Foundation, which normally rarely uses anomalies.
The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear.
Some notable examples of Thaumiel class SCPs are SCP-2000, SCP-2003, SCP-3000, SCP-179, and SCP-3031. And finally, neutralized. It used to be anomalous, now it's not. Maybe it just stopped working on its own. Maybe someone accidentally or purposefully destroyed it. Either way, it no longer has functional anomalous properties. Some notable examples of neutralized class SCPs are SCP-1470, SCP-2682, SCP-3519, SCP-1762, and SCP-2420. If you want to stop watching this guide now and start diving into the wiki, this is a good time to do so. But be sure to finish this guide if you're unsure of anything. Maybe you can pick one from the links from the description and then follow the cross-links and navigation in the article. Maybe you can go to a series page. I highly recommend series 2 and 3, and just click on one with an intriguing title. Or you could roll the dice and press random SCP. One of the best ways to learn about the Foundation is to discover for yourself all the genres, emotions, and ideas it can evoke, to keep that sense of mystery and gritty realism. There's still a lot to learn about the culture and vocabulary and universe of the site. You can find out and learn by yourself just by reading as much as you can. Playing it by ear, it's pretty fun that way. Or if you'd like to get a better handle on everything that's going on and a few more ways to drop you into the community, stay tuned. I still have a lot to show you.
I will.
Next up, in-universe elements. Foundation structure and protocol. Security clearance represents how much information about an object you're allowed to know. If you've read through an SCP or two, you're bound to have seen these. Data expunged, redacted, or the text completely blank.
Oh, I know the last part. His black cousin was all over the. This might have been funnier if my brain worked and I could remember. Everywhere where Donald Trump was mentioned in those documents that were leaked or whatever. Yeah, it's the black cousin of that white square.
Blacked out. These keywords are common hallmarks and tools of narrative of the SCP Wiki, signifying that the information has.
Now that I'm using a face cam, I should probably stop pissing off the Americans, I guess. But hey, it is what it is.
Been classified.
Wouldn't want ICE to show up in Norway. We already have that, we don't need you.
To a higher clearance or has been cleansed completely. It adds an element of horror through absence that is classic to the SCP fandom. For a great example of how security clearance levels can be used, read SCP-2317. There are also many types of workers in the Foundation. Among them, we have containment specialists, researchers, and security tactical response officers. There are field agents who are out in the world undercover, looking for signs of anomalous activity, and mobile task forces, special units that are assigned to carry out certain dangerous jobs. The task forces document contains a list of mobile task forces along with their associated SCPs. The Foundation is usually thought of as a far-reaching organization, and so their bases are found across the globe, and sometimes outside of it. These bases can be sites or areas. For more information, read Secure Facilities Locations. The leaders of individual areas or sites are high-ranking Level 4 researchers known as Site Directors. There are few in the Foundation that rank higher than Site Director, and they are the O5 Council, the ultimate leaders of the entire Foundation.
Heard about them.
The Overseer Council, abbreviated to O5, is a group of 13 people who manage all Foundation operations worldwide and have complete access to all information.
Did I zone out? If there's, you think there'd be 5 of them, but apparently it's more than
operations worldwide and have complete access to whom Overseer Council, abbreviated to O5, is a group of 13 people who manage.
O5, Overseer 5, but there's 13 of them. Could have been 5, I'm just saying.
All Foundation
would have made
operations
sense.
Worldwide and have complete access to all information, redacted or not. Their identities are classified for safety, and they are only referred to by their ID, 051 through 13. In addition, some versions of canon also include the existence of an administrator, the creator of the Foundation. Finally,
so
one
the 14th.
Of the most interesting parts of
the O5. It's the convocation of 14. Da, da, da.
The Foundation are D-Class personnel.
D-Class.
Or Class Ds. The canon around D.
Are they the death row inmates?
D-Class personnel helps showcase the colder and more morally gray side of the Foundation. In order to experiment with and contain SCPs, the Foundation needs lab rats to test things with.
Like, the SCP is evil as shit.
The D-Class. Oftentimes, they are recruited from death row or the prison population, serving as expendable personnel that are used to handle hazardous anomalies. In the early days of the site, a common headcanon was that all D-Class were executed at the end of the month.
Probably.
However, this idea has gone out of fashion as the site has evolved. For more interesting stories about Class D personnel, try reading entries from the D-Class contest.
Executed. Getting them killed. There's the same result, ain't it?
Terms to note. The SCP Wiki has created a wide set of terminology and new innovations, inventing concepts that are unique to the premise of the site and found nearly nowhere else in literature. You may want to know these terms before you dive in. Anomalous classifications. Memetic, or meme. A meme is any unit of information that can spread and transfer itself throughout society.
Something about soul. It's been a while since I played Metal Gear Rising.
Memetic effects deal with how the brain understands and reacts to media. It is a piece of data in the subject's mind that has an anomalous effect on that subject's physical or mental state that is spread when someone else becomes aware of the same information. In particular, anomalous memetic agents are bits of hazardous information that are like a mental virus, triggering anomalous reactions in people who are exposed to them. Anti-memetic or anti-meme. An anti-meme is the opposite of a meme. It has self-censoring properties. Anomalous anti-memes are perfectly mentally camouflaged, whether by making you unable to hold your perception of one in your short-term memory, or making you unable to comprehend the concept of its existence.
Joke's on you, I don't have one of those.
Cognitohazard. A cognitohazard is something that is dangerous when we perceive it with one of the 5 senses. For example, a sound that causes you to bleed from every pore, or a smell that causes you to go insane. All memetic effects are a subset of cognitohazards, as in order to process the information, you have to sense it. Infohazard. Infohazards are anomalous effects that trigger when the SCP is described, referred to, or acknowledged. You don't even have to sense the thing to be affected by an infohazard. You just...
Is this one? Because I can vaguely remember there was one of these things that were like... It might have been something else. I occasionally do deep dives, but like, was there one of like the SCPs that like if you remember them from like a week from now, I would assume die horribly. It's a good thing. Like if I edit these videos like tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, wait, I used a face cam. Why'd I do that? So I don't need to worry about that. I am borderline fucking immune.
Have to know that it exists. It affects data written about the anomaly and people that are made aware of the existence of the effect. Ontokinetic or reality bender.
Big word.
An ontokinetic being can manipulate the laws of reality, magic, through anomalous means. Groups of interest contain and study reality benders, often in unethical ways, creating some moral crises for the Foundation. Anart or anartist. Anart is short for anomalous art. Many people and groups aware of the existence of reality-breaking phenomena choose to explore it by creating often surrealist art with extra-normal properties, these people being called anartists. Narrativic or pataphysical. A narrativic anomaly manifests itself within works of fiction, often affecting the content of the work involved by creating characters, changing the setting, or blurring the line between fiction and the reality. The pataphorical or pataphysical SCP explores narrativic anomalies using the wiki itself as the narrative. It explores the idea of characters we write on the website attempting to communicate and manipulate us, and being aware of things on the website like author pages, deletions, and discussion forums. Technology and engineering. Scranton Reality Anchor. Scranton Reality Anchors are technological devices used by the Foundation to essentially regulate consensus reality. They cancel out or prevent the effects of reality-bending entities and anchor down areas where the level of unreality is higher or lower than normal, counterbending it so that it matches the reality that we know and inhabit. Many contemporary authors have criticized the widespread use of SRAs as a catch-all for containing any type of structural or ontokinetic effect. Telekill. The SRA back in the old days, except the problem was worse.
Telekill. I'm just gonna guess. So when I was young, we didn't have like the fancy like internet like we do today. We used something called dial-up, and you went into a browser and you had to have all these weird sounds in your head for a while, and then it might connect. And then like 5 seconds later, the internet died. And I would hover my hand over the phone that was right next to me, because we had a landline, and then the phone would ring. Is that telekill? When the telephone rings and it kills your internet? Or am I just old? As of this recording, I'm turning 36 in about 13 days. I'm just...
In its original form, it was a metal that blocked all mind-affecting or compulsive effects. People went crazy over it and started using it in all their containment procedures, and mistakenly thought it also blocked mimetic effects. Scranton's rewrite of the article added some nuances and drawbacks to it, and its usage had fallen by the wayside anyway, as people have become more innovative with writing.
I don't know what any of that shit means, but I'm going to assume I'm right. Telekill is telephone kill the internet. Your uncle wanted to talk to your dad, killed the internet via telephone. Telekill. I'm right.
A unit of measurement that
humans in multiple Final Fantasy games
measures the intensity of reality present in an area, crucial to understanding how SRAs and other technologies work. They are useful in quantifying how powerful reality-bending effects are relative to each other. K-class scenario, a term used to classify possible apocalypse scenarios, which the Foundation deals with on a daily basis when discussing the possible outcomes of dangerous effects or entities.
Oh,
the most common type is XK class, which describes a conventional destruction of the planet scenario. There are multiple minor ones whose exact definitions in canon are being argued over, including CK class, the restructuring of a reality, AK class, humanity goes crazy, SK class, the dominant species on Earth is no longer humans, and a conventional destruction of the planet scenario. There are multiple minor ones whose exact definitions in canon are being argued over, including CK class, the restructuring of a reality, AK class, humanity goes crazy.
There you have it. We're fucked. Is that's happening? Just spend like 5 seconds, dig around some sort of news website. Yeah, we're here.
SK class, the dominant species on Earth is no longer humans.
I think that's still... I mean, we're fucking it up, but we are.
And ZK class, reality universal failure. Amnestic, mind wipe drugs.
Ooh.
A narrative tool used by authors to explain A, how the Foundation is able to keep the masquerade of secrecy, and B, to create stories dealing with memory and knowledge. In universe, these are simply chemicals that erase a normal human's memory of some amount of time. When the Foundation has to recover an anomaly in the real world, or seriously messes up, these are used.
Don't need that, mate. Why use chemicals? Why use chemicals? Just look right here. Don't worry, nothing horrible happened. It's fine. You were just going on with your daily life, and you got diarrhea. Don't worry about it. Like blackout, like diarrhea. It's a thing that goes around these days.
Things to read and do. There's more to the wiki than the SCP series. In this section, I open the door to the other areas of the site that are part of the Foundation universe, as well as answer some common questions about key but confusing parts of the site. What is SCP-1?
I think I know this one. And by I know it, is this the one where there's like a bunch of them? And like if anyone ever finds out what the real one is, the world is fucked. Yeah, I'm familiar with the multi-winged angel SCP itself, fucking apparently. But is this the one where like everyone's fucked if someone finds out?
In the early days of the site, when the wiki was just getting started, there was some debate over what should be this sacred number.
So nothing is. People can submit, and it becomes legit. But you're not right.
1. Everyone agreed that it had to be incredibly written. Everyone agreed that it had to be big. Something deserving of the very first spot. But nobody could agree who should do the honor of writing it.
So no one does.
Answer,
well, everyone does.
Everyone can write their own vision of SCP-1. Thus, the system of proposals, an author's individual idea of number 1. They vary wildly and contradict each other. On the number 1 hub page, it says that the quote real number 1 is so secret that a number of false ones have been created. This explanation allows there to be multiple self-contradictory number 1s. One of them could be the true one to you. Or maybe you want a couple to be canonical at the same time. Maybe all of them are fake. Maybe all of them are true. It all depends on your canon and how much you like a given proposal. In effect, SCP-1 proposals are canon builders. Each one sets the tone for a particular author's vision of the Foundation itself. Creating an SCP-1 proposal is as easy as writing it and then submitting it just like any other SCP. Although, unless you're incredibly experienced, it will most likely get rejected by the community and deleted. As of November 2017, 19 SCP-1 proposals have been successfully posted. Each one is the product of a lot of work and a high concept. Here are 6 of the 19. Number 1. Dr. Clef's proposal. The Foundation was established to prepare humanity for the rapture or apocalypse. SCP-1 is the angel guarding Eden. Number 2. Dr. Mann's proposal. The first and only natural anomaly was a spiral path in New York. A group of ambitious scientists experimented with reality using this as the thread and created every single other anomaly in the database. Number 3. S. Andrew Swan's proposal. The SCP Foundation is aware of its fictionality. They are currently discussing ways to kill their authors.
That is fucked.
Number 4. Roget's proposal. Keter-class anomalies are an inherent part of the universe and can be contained using each other. By releasing all Keter-class anomalies, the universe can be manually restructured. Number 5. Twisted Gear's Cactus proposal. SCP-1 is one manifestation of the mechanical god worshipped by a clockwork cult, which wreaked havoc on the world before the military destroyed it.
I might have heard about this one. Something about a mechanical god or something.
And finally, number 6. Kaladin's proposal. Humanity was originally a slave race whose suffering was harvested to create utopia on another planet. We escaped and then tried to cloak ourselves. The cloak failed, and our masters are trying to bring us home. It's my personal suggestion that you don't start with SCP-1.
I shouldn't have moved shit.
The proposals are usually quite complex and require some knowledge of Foundation lore, which is either played with, expanded on, or subverted. Read conventional SCPs before you take the number 1 deep dive. Special classifications -EX, -J, and -ARC. There are other types of documents that use the basic SCP format and style, but utilized in a different way. This allows different stories with more diverse tones and themes to be told. The SCP-EX classification designates an SCP that is no longer considered anomalous. It is explained. The object or phenomenon in question still exists, but the Foundation has deemed it to be an acceptable part of consensus reality. Or it was a giant fake-out, or it turned out to be just a new scientific discovery. An SCP-J is a joke SCP, a parody SCP, in a sense. Joke SCPs are explicitly non-canon, using the SCP format to joke around or make fun of something for the benefit of the reader. They may riff on in-universe tropes like overwrought security, over-the-top containment, cold posting, or bad original characters. Or they may parody things like food poisoning, bad drivers, easily angered people, or that one movie. They may even make fun of the elements in the other popular SCP canons. Ultimately, a joke SCP is just a way to make the reader laugh. If a joke SCP is not well written and very funny, it'll be downvoted. And finally, we have SCP-ARC, archived SCPs. These are usually legacy pages from the very old days of the site, when standards were low and the mass edit had not been conducted yet. While most of these SCPs were deleted, some of them needed to have text archives due to their usage in other tales or still existing SCPs, or because they were historically important. ARCing is no longer in use since the opening of Series 2, 3, and 4, and you will most likely never need to read one of these. Tales, canons, and collaborative logs. Tales are how the Foundation universe gets deepened and extended beyond the limits of the simple SCP file. It allows authors to tell stories where groups or people can interact with each other in the SCP universe, to expand on ideas already created in SCPs, or just, to write a prose. Some authors may also turn their tales into a series, usually if they have a cohesive idea in mind, or if it gets really popular. Notable series include There Is No Anti-Memetics Division, The Cool War, The Lombardi Tales, Tales of Mr. Collector, and Pitch Haven. You can find tales on the top-rated Tales archive as submissions to a themed contest, or by trawling around and finding recommendations.
I'm guessing the Cool War is like a shit version of the Cold War or something like that. I don't know, man. Lombardi Tales are... I don't know. Fucking... What's his name? The bird dude from Star Fox? Is Neil Lombardi? I don't know.
You can also, as we'll soon learn,
read
the tales in a canon. A canon is your own set of assumptions about the tone, setting, and dynamic of the universe. Each of the canons in the Canon Hub is a wildly different set of assumptions based off the baseline SCP Foundation. Think of them as mega tale hubs, or parallel universes, or self-contained cinematic universes for authors to play in. Here are 5 notable canons. Broken Masquerade, a world where the Foundation's existence is known by everyone. Resurrection, a deliberate attempt to resurrect the action-orientated SCP Dr. Crazy Days of Series 1, in which an MTF composed of anomalous humans is formed. Third Law, a pulpy sci-fi paratech world dominated by the machinations of Prometheus Labs and Anderson Robotics. Rat's Nest, the military killed God, and the Foundation is covering it up. Reality is slowly unraveling and falling apart. The Gulf, small-scale poignant series set in the southern United States, usually having a restful, mysterious feel, and featuring religious symbolism and unconventional types of media. A number of pages on the site are tagged as collaborative. Collaborative logs or pages can be edited and added to by anyone, although some quality oversight still exists. This is a good way to get your creative chops and contribute whilst not taking the plunge of writing an SCP.
Or just have your story completely fucked by some random shithole. So I'm going to assume they don't ask for permission.
3 main collaborative pages exist as lists of mini SCPs, very small scale items or phenomena that don't need to have a narrative, but still need to be unique, appropriate, and interesting. They are Log of Anomalous Items. The SCP Foundation has discovered a substantial number of items which are simply too useless to merit further attention. This document lists those items which have prompted some curiosity. Log of Extranormal Events. This page is to document anomalous events that have attracted the Foundation's interests, but occurred too briefly for the Foundation to secure or contain them. And finally, Log of Unexplained Locations. This page is to be devoted to the documentation of low-threat anomalous locations which have been discovered by the SCP Foundation over the years. There are a number of other collaborative pages, usually SCP supplements or logs. Keep in mind that guidelines for contributions still apply though, and if your edition is deemed to be below standard, it'll probably be removed.
Okay, so they... Alright, so I can't just go there and like, I don't know, find some well-written story and then like just like, oh, it's Bozo the Clown, oh, fear me. I can't just do that shit. And... Alright, that's good. That's good.
Groups of interest. The Foundation isn't the only fish in the anomalous sea. Other organizations, collective, and groups exist that utilize or create paranormal phenomena for their own purposes. Some are associates of the Foundation, others are rivals to it. Many of them quietly pursue their own interests, while a great many of them fall on the lines of good and or evil. The vast majority simply have a goal in mind that's somewhere in between. Here are 7 notable groups of interest. Are We Cool Yet?
Probably
a
not.
collection of an-artists, usually producing surreal and disturbing works of art. Their pieces are designed to have maximum impact and are usually lethal in some way. The Chaos Insurgency, a rogue cell of the Foundation that uses terrorist means to steal and repurpose powerful anomalies to gain control over nations and conduct unethical experiments using them. The Church of the Broken God, a widespread cult belief.
Familiar with the Broken God. I don't remember what the hell the thing was.
The Church of the Broken God.
Heard about it.
A widespread cult believing in a clockwork god who has broken into pieces all over the world.
Dude.
Dr. Wondertainment, an individual or company that makes anomalous artifacts that are supposed to be children's toys.
Santa?
The Serpent's Hand, a small organization headquartered in an interdimensional library, believing in anomalous rites and the normalization of the paranormal and magical. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, a corporation that buys and sells anomalous items for the benefit of the super rich.
Oh, yeah.
Global Occult Coalition, or the GOC, a massive military organization under control of the UN, using technology and force to destroy the extra-normal wherever they find it. Many groups also have their own form of documentation, similar to an SCP. On the wiki, they are called GOI formats.
Or that.
They are stories told from a different perspective.
Sounds that stupid, I guess.
For more information, visit the Groups of Interest page, as well as the ongoing Groups of Interest overview and guide on the SCP Declassified subreddit.
I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm so good.
Beyond the main site. You can find stories and SCPs to read even beyond the classifications and places I've already detailed. In this final section, I present other outlets of writing associated or tied to the SCP Wiki that you can also look into. Firstly, a great place for you to discover lesser known but very well written tales and SCPs are in the contest archive. For example, SCP-1000, 2000, and 3000 contests all have SCPs themed around urban legends, sci-fi, and horror, respectively. You have the Short Works contest, and the D-Class contest mentioned earlier, and the History contest for both Tales and SCPs. Then there are the gigantic, multi-part Mobile Task Force contest and Groups of Interest contest, and then the Dystopia and Reimagining contests, and so forth. There's so much to find. The Wanderer's Library is set in the mysterious, ancient, magical Library of the Serpent's Hand. It includes prose pieces and poetry set in the SCP universe, but focused on evoking a sense of wonder, of the extraordinary and fantastical. Quote, a sense that there is a larger world beyond the one we know. In the world of the library, these wonders are hidden, but never truly far away. But never forget that this is a wilder world than our own, and it's never entirely safe either. And finally, we have the international foreign SCP branches. There's French SCPs, Russian SCPs, Japanese SCPs, and a whole bunch more. Each brand has their own set of SCPs, many of which have extremely creative and diverse ideas. If you're looking for more SCPs to read, this might be a place to find cool concepts. And if you don't know a foreign language, the main SCP-INT Wiki Hub has translations of some of them.
Cool.
This was entirely written by Reddit user Modulum83 over on the SCP Declassified subreddit. All links will be in the description. If you enjoyed it, give Modulum83 some praise in the comments section for writing something I couldn't write myself. I hope it answered most of your questions about who we are and what we do, and that it convinced you to take a dive and become part of the universe and the community.
Yay! Do I have to let this slide out? I don't know, it's kind of long. Us patrons. They're not paying me, but I will go here somewhere. There we go. There's the boy. Alright, so like I said, I'm not like crazy about SCPs. I think it might be like a first impression kind of thing. You know, like, oh, this is supposed to be like replacing creepypastas. I'm like, oh, cool. I hope I never have to hear about Sonic.exe again. But then I read about like a fucking sentient police car. Kinda killed it for me, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm willing to give it a shot. This is the first step into me fucking around with these kind of things, and we'll see. We'll see, won't we? What happens from here on out. Because I'm gonna check out more of these. I like this guy. He had a nice voice. So you, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But I do intend on, like, exploring a little bit, I guess.